4 stocks to buy in July that represent freedom. What type of freedom? Well, I will provide one stock that provides time freedom, another stock that provides freedom from fears and worries, another stock that provides financial freedom, and finally a stock that provides freedom to live your modern, convenient, and comfortable life. Now, before I dive into these freedom stock picks, let's take a look at my portfolio performance. This is me being transparent on this channel, something I want to do because I think that is the right thing to do. And on this channel, we're an investing family and we're all here to help each other become wealthy and share information. Part of that is showing you this. I am up over 10% now. This is phenomenal. At the end of the year, I was down in the red 6%. Now I'm in the green 10%. Of course, a lot of stocks are racing up. The only sector I see having a little bit of issues is real estate right now. I think that's going to be hit with the further increase in rates that the Fed is predicting. But regardless, things are going really well. So I am just kind of holding my cash on the sidelines for right now. But if you have any questions, let me know. And of course, please subscribe to my channel if you appreciate this type of transparency. Now on to freedom stock number 1. This first stock represents time freedom, also known as freeing up time to pursue other interests. So it's a time saver. And that stock is Apple. Now their devices, specifically their iPhone, allows me so much freedom. It makes things efficient and takes away many time-consuming tasks. It's all about the innovative apps and tools. You get everything on this small device: banking, investing, education, appointment reminders, driving directions. You get it all from the iPhone. I can quickly invest from my phone, which also creates financial freedom. I can find the best route to an event, which saves time, and I can access something like YouTube to learn how to quickly fix an issue, which is kind of free education. If you think of it that way, it is free education. So on your iPhone, you can quickly and conveniently access major services through companies like Amazon and Google. Apple is the host, the central point of so many things that gives us time freedom. So let's take a quick look at their stock facts. Apple just hit above a $3 trillion market cap. They're almost at $200 per share. This stock has raced up massively, and it shows in their price per earnings. It's now at almost a 33, where its 5-year average is a 23, so it's almost 10 points higher. Its price per operating cash flow is high at a 28, where its growth over the last 5 years is at a 13. And then we see some other things like gross margin is healthy, return on equity is extremely healthy, and you're paying for that, of course, that quality. They do have low debt to assets, higher debt to equity, and then they have a very low dividend, about 0.5% yield, 16% payout ratio, and they increase it kind of on the low end, actually, in the mid 5% range. Now, I do think Apple is a little overvalued right now, but for long-term investors with a long investing horizon, this company that provides us so many freedoms in which customers won't want to give up is a clear choice and is my top freedom stock pick. Now on to freedom stock number 2. This second stock represents freedom from fears and worries. What a cool thing to have. And that is going to be Crowdstrike. This company deals with cybersecurity. Without cybersecurity, many companies would be slowed down and tangled up in debilitating cyber attacks. This would absolutely affect our freedoms if we as consumers and customers get affected by breaches and attacks that take our personal data and prevent us from using a product or service that greatly benefits our lives and creates various freedoms. Peace of mind is a freedom. I want to repeat that. Peace of mind is a freedom. And a company like Crowdstrike allows companies to perform without disruption and critical failures that could be detrimental to our economy and lives in so many ways. In our digital age, it would slow innovation, it would inhibit growth, it would rob us of our freedoms. Imagine a hit to your financials, your life's work that sits on your computer or in the cloud somewhere. They stop the threats so you can go on with your life. So let's look at Crowdstrike's stock facts. Right now, they have no price per earnings or price per operating cash flow. That's probably because they have a negative net income. They're probably at a net loss. But I will say their revenue growth is impressive over the trailing 12 months in the last 5 years. So hopefully at some point that catches up with their net income, provides them some good revenue to overtake any large expenses. They do have low debt, which I like. They do have negative return on equity, but I think that should be worked out long term, hopefully, and this company does not pay a dividend. I think Crowdstrike is a buy currently, but keep in mind, this is a field with a lot of players and I have not bought yet, but it's on my watch list as I love the freedom from fears this provides users. Again, peace of mind is freedom. This is why Crowdstrike is my freedom stock pick number 2. Now let's move on to freedom stock pick number 3. The third stock represents financial freedom. In this one you might think how, but it's going to be Visa. This company provides financial freedom if you use it correctly as a smart tool, but be careful as it could also lead to financial restriction. Visa facilitates electronic fund transfers throughout the world, most commonly through Visa branded credit cards, debit cards, and prepaid cards. Visa is the dominant credit card company with a total market share of 61.6%. Next in line is MasterCard with 25.7% market share. So it is the big dog. So how does this company provide financial freedom? Well, let me share some advice on how you can use your credit card as a tool to create financial opportunity, which will lead to more financial freedom. When a credit card is used correctly, it can boost up your credit score. What does a good credit score do for you? Well, first let's look at a chart of credit scores so you can see where you stand. And if you don't know your credit score, this is a great time to go find out what your credit score is so you can improve it or maintain it. So here you go. A credit score less than 580 is poor. Between 580 and 669 is fair. Between 670 and 739 is good. Between 740 and 799 is very good. And anything above 800 is exceptional. A good credit score will help you get better insurance rates on car and home insurance, get lower credit card interest and better credit cards with more beneficial rewards, get approved for higher credit limits on credit cards, and also help you get bigger loans in general. It gives you more housing options, from renting to a better interest rate on your mortgage, which definitely saves you money over time. It gets you utility services more easily, so maybe you won't have to put down that required deposit because you have a good score. It can get you a cell phone without prepaying or making a deposit. Cell phones are our lives right now, or should I say our lives are on our cell phones, so very important, and it was one of the stock picks for freedom. It also makes you look better to potential employers. It may help you or be instrumental in you landing that job. Your financial life is heavily impacted by the strength of your credit score. So my best advice to achieve a good credit score is use your credit card, but pay it off in full each month. That's it. Simple and effective. This will build your credit score and you will avoid paying interest. You will pay zero interest this way. Of course, another quick tip is to pay all your bills on time. So let's look at their stock facts. Visa right now is trading at a PE of 31.72, which, believe it or not, is below its 5-year average of 34.68. It has an operating cash flow a little high at 28. Its last 5 years of cash flow growth is a 16.87. It has some decent revenue growth over the last year, a lower 9%, 9.81 over the last 5 years. They have very strong gross margins, a healthy return on equity. They have no debt to assets, zero, but they do have some debt to equity. And they do pay a dividend. It's not high, but what I want to point out is that their 1 and 5 year growth are exceptional at a 20 and a 16.47% growth in that dividend. So that is great. So Visa is expensive in my opinion, but like many quality stocks, especially those that provide you freedom, will usually always trade at a premium. So long term, I like Visa as a buy and I am considering it myself. Again, a credit card could be a great tool to boost your credit score and provide you financial freedom. But be warned, as misuse of your credit card could do the very opposite. So be smart, and this is why Visa is my freedom stock pick number 3. Now on to our final freedom stock pick number 4. This fourth stock represents freedom to live your modern, convenient, and comfortable life. And it may be a little controversial, but it is ExxonMobil. Yes, this company provides products that enable modern life, including energy, chemicals, lubricants, and lower emission technologies. It operates under 3 divisions: upstream, product solutions, and low carbon solutions. So let's quickly look at each division. The first one, low carbon solutions. Low carbon solutions is focused on commercializing lower emission business opportunities in carbon capture and storage, hydrogen and lower emission fuels. By leveraging the skills, knowledge, and scale of ExxonMobil, The company has more than 30 years of experience capturing CO2 and has cumulatively captured more human-made CO2 than any other company. I bet you did not expect to hear that about ExxonMobil. Now let's look at its Product Solutions Company division. The Product Solutions Company will engineer, manufacture, and deliver products needed by modern society at an industry-leading scale, serving multiple segments, products, and markets. It will play a critical role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and plastic waste by developing more sustainable products such as lower emission fuels, chemical performance products, and next-generation lubricants and plastics. So its products are for today and tomorrow. It says we're proud of our role in lifting people's living standards and reducing emissions through the innovative energy and product solutions we provide. From high-tech lightweight plastics for smartphones, EVs, and medical devices, to high-powered fuels for aircraft, to lubricants for wind turbines, and flexible films for food preservation. Our team has created an innovative solution that makes modern life possible. And their last division is the Upstream Company. And this is where it all began, where the story of safely and responsibly meeting global demand for energy starts. Across the upstream, our geologists, engineers, and scientists work tirelessly to explore for and develop oil and natural gas using innovation and industry-leading technology. So ExxonMobil provides reliable energy and much more. So it powers our vehicles, it heats our buildings, it produces electricity that charges those Apple iPhones, it makes user end goods such as plastics, and you know hospitals depend on plastics for a lot of the things that when we go in, if we're sick or injured, we're going to be grateful that they have. So if we look at its stock facts, ExxonMobil right now is trading at a PE of 7.26 versus its 5-year average of 16.7. So it is of good value when you look at its PE ratio. Its price per operating cash flows is at a 5.42, where its last 5 years of cash flow growth is 13.1. So another positive metric we're looking at. Its revenue has grown over the trailing 12 months to 28.58 versus the last 5 years of 10.95. It has okay gross margins, okay return on equity, it has low debt overall, which is great, and it has a very good dividend at 3.48%, which only makes out a dividend payout ratio of 24.64. It does grow it on the low end in the 2 to 3% range. So I do think ExxonMobil is currently a buy and is a good long-term hold. Even in the move towards renewable energy, Exxon will play a big role and will adapt and change with the market. It's already proven that it's done that in a big way. But don't forget that oil and gas are still essential and heavily relied on as a stable, powerful, and effective energy source. As stated, ExxonMobil provides the freedom to live your modern, convenient, and comfortable life. This is why ExxonMobil is my freedom stock pick number 4. So let me know if you agree with my 4 freedom stock choices and what freedom stocks would you add to this list. I'd be very anxious and curious to hear what you would provide. And I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you guys all have a happy 4th of July while you enjoy all the freedoms that these companies we invest in help provide. See you next time on Mark Arnold's Finance.